In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to create and animate effects. How are effects actually made? What's the simplest method? And what's the best software for making awesome special effects? Plus, what are the top ways to create custom effects for animation? By the end of this video, you'll have the answers to all of that. And in the last part, we're going to make an effect together from start to finish so you can see exactly how it's done. So, if you've been struggling with making or animating effects, stick around till the end. There are several ways to create special effects. 1. Frame-by-frame animation. This is an old-school but super practical method. You can do it in any software, and you can make literally any effect with it if you have enough drawing skill. 2. Particle system. In this method, you're not drawing the effect by hand. Instead, you adjust the particles that the software gives you and tweak them to match the effect you want. 3. Motion graphics and vector animation. Here, you use vector lines and animate them to create different effects. This works great for effects like magic, speed lines, and lighting in 2D cartoons. 4. Nodes encoding. This is mostly used in video games. With nodes encoding, you can design any 3D effect you can think of, but it's a complex method that requires a high skill level. 5. Using real footage, you take actual video of an effect, like real fire, make the background transparent, then adjust it with editing software so you can use it in your projects. If you're a beginner, frame by frame is definitely the easiest. All you need is a drawing tablet and some drawing skills, which you'll develop with practice. But later on, this won't be the fastest method. For example, something like raindrops takes a lot of time to animate frame by frame, but with a particle system, you can do it much faster, more accurately, and with better results. Or something like a magic effect. It's much easier to make with motion graphics and vectors than to draw it frame by frame. So start with frame by frame as the easiest method, and over time, learn the other methods too so you can save time. For animation, the top methods to know are frame by frame, motion graphics, and particle systems. For frame by frame, the best software in order are Krita, Adobe Animate, Moho, Toon Boom Harmony, and TV Paint Studio. On mobile, Flip-a-Clip is the best option right now. For particle systems, the best ones are Houdini, Adobe After Effects, Particle Illusion, Moho Pro, Blender, and Unity. For motion graphics and vectors, the best are Moho Pro, Blender, and Adobe Animate. For nodes and coding, the top ones are Unreal Engine, Houdini, Unity, and Blender. That's my list of the best software for different effect creation methods. If you use a software that's not on this list, but you think it has great potential, let me know in the comments. Out of all the methods, the top 3 for custom effects are frame by frame, motion graphics, and vector, and particle systems. These 3 give you the best results in the shortest time. In many cases, you'll want to use a combination of methods. In fact, I'm about to make a lightning effect using both motion graphics and vectors along with frame by frame. Now it's time to make an effect from scratch. I'll be using Moho because it's great for both frame by frame and motion graphics, and it also has a particle system. The effect I'm making is lightning striking the ground. It's simple, useful, and we'll be making it with a combination method. First, I make a black background so the lightning stands out clearly. Then, with the point tool, I draw several points that look like a lightning bolt. I move them around until I get the shape I want. Right now, the line I drew has no color because it's not yet a shape. So I turn it into a shape and color it blue. And I increase the stroke thickness so it's easier to see. I adjust the size of some points to make it look more irregular and natural. Next, I select the shape, go to the Effects menu, and choose Soft Edge to blur it and give it a softer look. Now I want the lightning line to look sharper and more visible, so I duplicate it, change the color to a lighter blue, and make it slightly smaller to create a glowing outline. Then I duplicate it again, turn off the blur effect for this copy, change the color to bright white, and make it even smaller. And now our lightning shape is ready. I start animating from frame 18. First, I use stroke exposure to set the stroke to 0 so it's invisible. Then, 2 frames later, I set it to full so the lightning appears from top to bottom. 3 frames later, I add a hold keyframe, and 2 frames after that, I set the stroke back to 0 so the lightning disappears upward. Now we have a lightning bolt that strikes the ground and vanishes. To make it look better, I double-click the lightning layer, go to the vector settings, check some options, and adjust the values. This adds automatic movement to the shape, making the bolt look jagged and more realistic. Some of these changes only show up in the render preview, and in the render, you can see extra jagged lines that aren't visible in the editor. So keep in mind the final result will look a bit different and better. I also move some points around for extra motion, then return them to their original position a few frames later so the shape changes when it strikes the ground. The motion graphics and vector part is done, so now I'll enhance the effect with some frame-by-frame work, because like I said, this is a mixed method. I create 2 new frame-by-frame layers, then go to the frame where the lightning hits the ground. I draw a glowing circular shape to show the impact. I make an oval shape, blur it, and save it. Then I copy it, make it smaller, and change its color to light blue for a glowing look. I place this glow on all the frames where the lightning is hitting the ground. As the lightning moves back upward, I shrink the glow. To make the glow brighter, I duplicate the shape again, make it smaller, change the color to pure white, and paste it in the following frames. Now the glow is complete. The effect is almost done, but there's one last frame-by-frame part. When the lightning hits the ground, in addition to the glow, I'll add some particles flying outward. First, I draw guidelines to mark the particle paths. Then, I create a new frame-by-frame layer and draw a few small particles popping up at the moment of impact. Frame by frame, I animate them along the guides. The result looks good, but the particles are a bit too small. So I scale them up in some frames so they're easier to see. Finally, I export the effect, and here's the final result. In the end, making effects is easier than you think, but it does take time, both to learn and to actually create them. It doesn't matter which software you use. If you understand the methods I explained, you can make amazing effects even in simple tools like Flip a Clip on mobile. Thanks for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Don't forget to like and share the video. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. This channel is for you, and your opinions shape where it goes. See you in the next video. Peace out.